The crowd parted, making way for a man and a woman who were just entering. The woman was stunning in a black evening gown, with a delicate face and a slim figure. Under the bright lights, she was absolutely beautiful. She was the most beautiful woman in the room, and Harold was completely captivated. Waria walked into the venue, her eyes scanning the room. She noticed 2 empty seats in the front row VIP section and asked, "The 2 VIP guests I invited haven't arrived yet?" The man, Castillo, glanced at the guest list, frowning. "Miss Smith, our system shows their invitations have already been verified at the entrance. That means they're already inside the auction house. I'm not sure where they went." Then, he immediately ordered someone nearby, "Go get the manager." Soon, the manager hurried over and asked, "Mr. Castillo, what can I do for you?" Terry pointed to the 2 empty seats in the VIP section. "2 of our distinguished guests have already had their invitations verified, so why aren't they in their seats?" 2 distinguished guests? The manager's mind immediately flashed to the older man and the younger guy he had just kicked out. Could it be them? But if they had an invitation and were VIPs, why didn't he just let them check it? He must be furious. Terry saw the panic on the manager's face. He glanced at one of the security guards and said, "You talk." The security guard didn't dare to hide anything and quickly explained what had happened. After listening, Waria frowned. She looked at Terry and said, "Mr. Castillo, I'm going to find Mr. Charlie. I'll leave you to deal with this. I expect a satisfactory resolution." Terry nodded and watched Waria leave. His expression darkened as he stared at the manager. "Do you have a death wish? You dared to offend guests personally invited by Miss Smith?" The manager's legs gave out and he dropped to his knees. He pointed a shaking finger at Harold, who was standing nearby, and cried out, "Mr. Castillo, it wasn't my fault! It was this jerk who tricked me!" Terry kicked the manager hard in the face, knocking him flat on the ground. He cursed. "That'll teach you to look down on people. Now get out of here. I don't ever want to see your face again. And another thing, according to your employment contract, you're paying for every bit of damage you caused today. If you're short a single penny, I'll kill you." "Mr. Castillo, please, have mercy," the manager begged, terrified. The financial loss would be huge. If he really had to pay for everything, it would cost him more than everything he owned. "My lawyer will be in touch about how much you owe," Terry said coldly. The manager turned, still on his knees, and kept bowing and scraping, begging for forgiveness. Terry kicked him away in disgust. He gave a subtle nod to the security guards on either side of him and whispered, "Take him out back and break his legs. Teach him to use his eyes." He'd been in this business for many years, and he wasn't exactly a saint. He couldn't do anything too drastic in front of a crowd, but in private, he showed no mercy. "Sir, I messed up. Please let me go," the manager cried, begging for his life. 2 security guards rushed forward, grabbed him by the arms, and dragged him away. Terry then turned his attention to Harold. He said to the men around him, "Go, bring that guy to me." Harold was still feeling pretty smug. He was actually thrilled that the owner of the collector's vault had noticed him. Everyone knew that the owner of this place was a powerful man. If Harold could just get on his good side, there would definitely be perks in it for him down the road. When he got to Terry, Harold started laying on the flattery. "Oh, hello, Mr. Castillo. I've been an admirer of yours for a long time. It's an honor to finally meet you. You're a true legend, and your reputation is well-deserved." Mr. Castillo gritted his teeth, then kicked Harold, sending him flying. He cursed. "Damn it, Harold, right? You have the nerve to offend a guest of Miss Smith? I think you've got a death wish." Harold was hoping this was his chance to get in good with Castillo, but he never dreamed Terry would suddenly kick him. He tumbled across the floor a few times before stopping. He sat there, completely stunned, and stammered, "Mr. Castillo, what's going on? Is there some kind of misunderstanding?" Everyone else in the room was just as confused. Isn't that one of the Wilsons? What did he do to tick off Mr. Castillo? The Wilson family isn't that powerful. Now that he's pissed off the owner of the collector's vault, they're finished in Aris Hill. A buzz of conversation filled the room. A lot of people were just enjoying the show, watching Terry Castillo lay into Harold. Terry glared at Harold and snorted. "Misunderstanding? Are you kidding me?" Then he walked up and kicked him again. Harold cried out in pain. Terry still wasn't satisfied. He planted his foot right on Harold's chest and growled, "You idiot! Do you have any idea who you just messed with?" Harold looked completely bewildered. "I didn't mess with anyone, Mr. Castillo. This is a huge misunderstanding." Terry slapped him hard across the face, twice. He yelled, "Ugh! You moron! The two people you offended are Miss Smith's personal guests. I could kill you and it still wouldn't be enough." Then he ordered his men, "Get this piece of trash out of my sight and teach him a lesson. And from now on, besides those two distinguished guests, Harold and the entire Wilson family are banned from the collector's vault. Anyone who lets them in will get their legs broken." Right after that, several security guards swarmed Harold and beat him up. When they were done, they dragged him out and threw him out of the collector's vault. His nose was bloody and his face was swollen. He was shaking all over, too terrified to even speak. He knew he had screwed up big time and dragged the entire Wilson family down with him. But how could he have ever guessed that Charlie was the guest Waria had invited? How could a nobody like him know the heiress of the Smith family? Why would Waria ever do a favor for that loser? After Charlie and Jacob left, they started driving home. Jacob sighed from the passenger seat. "Charlie, look, I hate to say it, but if you really couldn't get an invitation, why did you have to steal one?" "Dad, there was nothing wrong with the invitation," Charlie explained, a little exasperated. "The problem was the people who were looking down on us." Jacob said angrily, "If you were a little more successful, if you had any real skills, do you think they would have dared to treat us like that? It's all because you're so incapable and useless." Charlie just shook his head, too tired to even bother explaining. Just then, a luxury car sped up from behind them. After passing their car, it slowed down and pulled over to the side of the road. Realizing the car was stopping for him, Charlie pulled over too. Waria got out of the car and walked over. She said apologetically to Charlie, "Mr. Charlie, I am so sorry about what just happened. I had no part in that. Please, don't let it bother you." Charlie shook his head. "It has nothing to do with you. It's Mr. Castillo's job to manage his own staff." Waria quickly added, "Mr. Charlie, he's already fired the manager responsible. Why don't we go back and continue with the auction? What do you say?" Charlie shook his head. "I'm sorry, Miss Smith, but my mood for the day has been ruined by a couple of pests. I'm not going back to the auction. Maybe some other time." Waria looked genuinely upset. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Charlie." Then, she took a wooden box from her car, placed it in Charlie's hand and said, "Mr. Charlie, this is just a small token of my apology." As soon as Charlie held the wooden box, he felt an aura coming from it, so he accepted it. Seeing that Charlie had accepted her gift, Waria continued, "Look, I'm suspending today's auction. I'm going to have Terry Castillo sort out his staff. Once everything's been fixed, we'll hold another auction, and I'll personally invite you, Mr. Wade, and your father-in-law, Mr. Wilson." Jacob was completely stunned. Wasn't this the young lady from the Smith family? The one from the antique gallery where he had broken that item? She was being so polite to his son-in-law, even willing to shut down the whole auction and reschedule just for him. This was a huge deal. Was it because Charlie had fixed that bottle for her? Maybe so. He realized he'd have to start seeing his son-in-law in a new light. Charlie could see how sincere Waria was, so he gave a slight nod. "All right then. When it reopens, we'll be there." Jacob excitedly chimed in. "Yes, we'll definitely be there." "Okay, I'll let you two get going then. I'm truly sorry about what happened today." After apologizing one more time, Waria said goodbye and turned to leave. As soon as Waria was gone, Jacob pointed excitedly at the wooden box in Charlie's hand. "Charlie, what did Miss Smith give you? Open it up, let's see." Charlie nodded and opened the box. A powerful aura immediately flowed out, feeling strangely refreshing. "What is this?" Jacob craned his neck to get a look, his face a mask of surprise. Inside the box was a black object. It was about the size of a fist, looking like a rough, dirty piece of coal. When Charlie saw it, he was shocked. He couldn't believe how generous Waria had been. Jacob stared at the black lump, turning his head, but he couldn't figure out what it was. He said, puzzled, "I thought it was going to be something valuable. I didn't expect it to just be a piece of wood." Charlie smiled and said, "Dad is wood, but it's a very rare kind." Jacob was even more confused. "Charlie, what on earth is this?" Charlie explained, "This is lightning-struck wood. It's from a tree that was struck during a thunderstorm." Jacob had heard a thing or two about it before and said quickly, "But you see wood like that all the time after a storm in the mountains. What makes it so valuable?" Charlie smiled. "Dad, ordinary trees struck by lightning are common, of course, but this piece of lightning-struck wood, you see, it's been charred into something like obsidian. That only happens from an instant, incredibly high-temperature blast. It means the energy from that lightning was extremely powerful, probably from a massive storm, the kind that only happens once every few hundred years. On top of that," Charlie continued, "this piece is black and shiny, with faint blood-red lines in it. That shows it's the heart of the redwood, the king of all wood, which makes it even rarer." Hearing this, Jacob said dismissively, "I don't believe that a piece of wood hit by lightning is worth that much money. It's all just a story. The real value is in a historical artifact. Now, if this wood was owned by an ancient ruler, maybe then it would be worth something." Charlie smiled. This kind of thing was extremely valuable. Not only did it have a ton of spiritual energy, but it could also be refined according to the mystic knowledge he possessed. However, he knew Jacob would never understand that, so Charlie didn't explain any more and simply put the box away.
Hey amazing viewers, it's Charlie here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 11% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 89% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.